Right, so for today's video, we have some clothing drama, and specifically about a company that definitely doesn't have the best reputation. The company is Brandy Melville. We've actually spoke about them previously for stealing a design, like just blatantly stealing someone's design. But it's not just that. In that video, I mentioned the fact that there's actually a full documentary about Brandy Melville with a bunch of accusations. Like, they clearly have a bad reputation. I think that's put it nicely. And in the past few days, there's a new situation that's caused Brandy Melville to get a bunch more backlash, and it's all coming from this TikTok account right here called Haley R. Patrick. So Haley has uploaded a few videos about this situation. Now, as we can see here, the original is on over 5 million views, the update over 500,000 views, 168,000 views, and then this most recent one that has only been up for a few hours is on about 30k. So around 6 million views in the past couple of days, right? This has clearly became a viral situation, and in the original video, Haley goes on to explain what had happened. And it's a situation that took place when Haley actually went shopping at Brandy Melville.
Please listen if you shop at Brandy Melville, because I'm actually really embarrassed right now, and I don't make videos like this at all, and I'm just really embarrassed right now, and I'm trying to get to the bottom of this because I'm just I don't even know.
So Haley goes on to explain that she saw a top that she liked, this white top, but it actually had a makeup stain on it. And she was then told that there was a policy surrounding clothes that have makeup on in store.
So I'm back to, I'm just back to school shopping. I'm just trying to get some clothes from Brandy, just some blouses and some tops for work. And, I grabbed this white top, and, apparently it had makeup on it. So the lady is telling me that they have this new policy, and I was like, okay, and at first when she was explaining it to me, I thought that it meant that they couldn't sell you a shirt if it had makeup on it, which the shirt did, and it had makeup on it, and she took it and she got me a new one.
But when Haley is given a replacement shirt because the other one had makeup on, she then notices that this top also has makeup on it. But at this point, she's in the changing room. She says the makeup isn't from her. She isn't wearing any makeup that could be on the shirt because she believes it was foundation, and she wasn't wearing any.
So she gets me the fresh, clean shirt, and as I'm trying on all my stuff, I noticed that it had makeup on it. It already had makeup on it. Yes, I have makeup on, but I only have blush, concealer, and a mascara on that's already rubbed off throughout the day. I don't have anything that can rub off of me, and I just don't. And the stain on the shirt was clearly foundation on the shirt. It was not anything that I had on.
So this is where the situation really begins, right? Because Haley then goes on to check out with the clothes that she actually wants, the shirt with makeup not being one of them. But when she's about to check out, a member of staff comes over and says that she needs to pay for it.
So I noticed this, and I've already poked my head out a few times to ask a few questions. And I just didn't want to bother her again because I just wasn't going to buy it if it had makeup on it. I just wasn't going to buy it. So I didn't even bother trying it on. I didn't even try it on in the dressing room. I just had it there. So I'm getting ready to check out with my clothes, and I've already gave her my clothes back. And I go to check out and pay for my clothes, and she comes back with the top, and she's like, "Excuse me, you need to pay for this because you got makeup on it."
Now, I think the majority of people should agree here that if you're in this situation, you shouldn't buy the shirt, right? If you're absolutely certain that it wasn't you, and you have the proof of the fact that you're not actually wearing foundation, it's clearly foundation on the shirt, you shouldn't pay for it. And a lot of people would just straight up refuse, and rightfully so, right? If it's not your fault, you shouldn't have to pay for it. But of course, there are people that wouldn't handle a situation like this the way I just described, mainly because you're kind of being accused by a member of staff, right? It's an awkward situation, you might be anxious. And that seems to be what happens here, because Haley actually goes on to explain that they were basically making her feel like she is a thief for not paying for the shirt.
No, this is it's not a big deal, but the way it went about was just so humiliating. So we're standing in the middle of the store going back and forth, and I'm telling her, look, I did not put that on that shirt. I'm not buying that shirt. I did not do that. I do not have makeup on that can come off like that. And she's sitting here saying, well, why didn't you just tell me? Why didn't you tell me? And I said, I didn't want to bother you. I was just trying to be thoughtful because I know Brandy workers aren't really the most sociable workers in the world, and they're kind of judgmental, so I didn't want to bother her again. And we're just standing in the store, just going back and forth. It's just really awkward because there's people in there just listening in, and she's just like making me feel like, I don't know, like I'm a thief or something, or I did something terrible when I didn't even do that to the shirt.
And apparently this conversation goes on for a while, with the member of staff being adamant that Hayley has to pay for this shirt. In the end, she actually does.
So she basically tells me I have no option whatsoever, and I basically was just like, okay, just let me buy the fucking shirt, like, just... So I had to put down another shirt that I wanted to get to buy that fucking shirt, and... Like, listen, I know it's not that big of a deal, but the way I was, like, treated and talked to, it just, like, it didn't feel, like, right. That policy is actually the most stupidest policy I've ever, like, heard of in my life.
Now, this policy that Hayley's referring to, there's a big debate going on at the minute if this policy actually exists. But either way, even if the policy does exist, right, if Hayley wasn't the one who put the makeup on the shirt, she shouldn't have to buy it. And again, I do realise a lot of people will probably watch this video and say, well, I wouldn't buy the shirt, I would just walk out at that point. But I think you have to understand that some people wouldn't be able to handle the situation like that, especially if they're being confronted in a store, people are watching, you know, it's became this, like, big situation out of nowhere, you're getting accused of something, like, you probably just want the situation to be over. And by the sounds of it, that is what Hayley was thinking at this point, right? She wanted the situation to be over, and she just paid for the shirt. Now, towards the end of this video, Hayley goes on to explain that she also used to work in retail, and this would never have happened where she worked. I believe she says Urban Outfitters is where she worked. And then she also goes on to tell people to be cautious if they are going to be shopping at Brandy Melville.
I used to work in retail. Like, I used to work at Urban Outfitters, and anytime that would happen, we would get makeup or deodorant or, like, anything on a shirt, we would just damage it out and put it on, like, the sales rack. It's not that big of a fucking deal. So just be cautious if you shop at Brandy Melville, not to wear makeup in their stores, apparently.
Now, the majority of people in the comment section of this video are definitely against Brandy Melville. I mean, in this situation, and kind of just in general as well. I mean, there's a comment here from Anna the nurse that says, "It blows my mind that people shop at Brandy Melville. They have horrible customer service and their products are literally horrible and low quality and charge so much for it. It literally flabbergasts me. Watch the documentary about them, it adds to my POV." A lot of people in the comment section are also saying that Hayley shouldn't have bought the shirt. There's this one here saying, "Girl, get yourself together, you have to toughen up. Speak firmly that you did not stay in that shirt and will not be purchasing it. If that does not resolve the matter, you exit the store without making any purchases." And then the rest of the comments I can see, again, are just against Brandy Melville, like this one here saying, "Brandy Melville workers are just girls that peaked in high school and never grew out of it. My whole FYP is just Brandy Melville making all these beautiful girls cry or angry. What the heck is going on there right now?" And then some more comments like, "I don't think legally they can force you to buy that shirt. I would have never paid for it, never." Now, not only did this result in a bunch of negative comments for Brandy Melville, it also resulted in a bunch of negative reviews at this specific store, because Hayley does go on to explain which store it is. I mean, as we can see right here, at this store, there's 1,239 reviews with a 1.2 star rating. And the vast majority of these reviews are within the past couple of days since this video. As you can see, there's a bunch of 1-star reviews. Now, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, Hayley has uploaded a couple of videos, right? And they're mainly just kind of updates from here on out. So in the first update video, Hayley goes on to explain that she actually spoke to the manager on the phone at the location, but she wasn't very helpful.
I did just get off the phone with the manager of the location, and to nobody's surprise, she had the same attitude as everybody else in that store. I explained to her how I felt, how I was treated, how I was interrogated, how I left the store crying, how, you know, just how I felt. Little to no remorse at all. If anything, she gave me attitude back.
And then Hayley goes on to explain that the manager told her there's nothing she can do and that she needs to call customer service, but that's not helpful either. And then this is kind of where this whole debate with the policy comes into play, because Hayley says that she can't find the policy anywhere.
I asked her, what can I do in this situation? What can you do for me? Nothing. You can call customer service. Well, I already did that, and they're closed, and I already sent an email to Brandy's whatever. It's also funny because I looked up this policy that they have, this new policy, and you would think they would be really enforcing things if it was out to the public, but it's not even on Google.
And yeah, I will say, I couldn't find the policy either. The only thing I could really find was like a paragraph about returns, you know, like an item you've actually bought and you want to try and return it. If it's got stains in it, of course, you can't really return it. But I couldn't really find anything about this new policy that's apparently happened where if you get makeup on it in the changing rooms, you have to buy it. I mean, again, regardless of that, like, it doesn't really matter, right? Because from Hayley's point of view, she didn't even do it anyways. And in fact, Hayley actually ends this video by saying that she spoke to someone at a different Brandy Melville store, and they have confirmed that this policy doesn't exist.
I also had another worker in another state. Bless her heart. She's a sweetie. I'm not saying all Brandy workers are bad, but she told me, what policy? Babe, there is no policy for makeup. You just damage it out and put it in the back.
Now, in the comments of this video, it's filled with people saying what they would now do in this situation that Hayley's in, right? So bearing in mind that she's obviously already bought the shirt. Next steps. Demand for a physical copy signed by corporate that this is the new policy. It needs to be proven to you. Keep your receipt. Go to the management part of the mall and let them know that you felt like you were in a hostile environment in a store that the mall rents space to. Definitely call corporate back and let them know your demands are for them to prove this policy to you. Also, you may be able to demand store footage to prove that there was already a stain on the shirt, depending if it's noticeable or not. But I would demand my money back for the inconvenience, let them, and it cuts off for whatever reason. Yeah, I can't imagine the stain being noticeable in the security footage, just bearing in mind like how bad security footage usually is, but who knows. I mean, there are some people in the comment section going for very different routes, like this one right here that says I'd go in there and put foundation on everything out of spite. Probably don't think that's a good idea. That could probably have a lot of repercussions. But in the next video, Hayley goes on to explain that some people have took it too far, and apparently some people have been sending threats to the store, or like workers at the store, I guess, and she wants to make this video to tell people to stop doing that.
The video premise was about, let's not bully people, let's not push people around, let's not walk all over people. And my intentions were not for everybody to flood this location and send threats. I really appreciate the support and the help, but that's not helping the situation, and nobody deserves to get threats.
And it seems like there was some good news at the end of this, because in the most recent video that was uploaded 16 hours ago as I'm recording this video, Hayley goes on to upload this video. It's just kind of got music in the background and she's walking away from a Brandy Melville store, but on screen it says, got my exchange though. So it feels like at this point the situation is over. She's exchanged a shirt, got one that doesn't have makeup on it, I guess, or maybe got the shirt that she originally wanted because she said she had to put one back to pay for this shirt that she didn't want in the first place. And in the comment section of Brandy Melville's social media account, it's just filled with people talking about this situation, like comments like this one saying give her a refund, address your makeup policy, are we going to turn the comments off when you all realise how it's going to go, so why do your associates treat customers rudely, between wobbly tables and makeup stained shirts, companies really out here risking their whole business to be petty. Yeah, wobbly tables, I assume that's the cafe situation that we spoke about quite a few times. But to be completely honest, there's usually pretty negative comments on Brandy Melville's social media accounts. I don't think this is anything really overly different, it's just a different situation at this point. But all in all, like I said, it seems like there was a somewhat like positive outcome here, right? She got the exchange, got the shirt that she wanted, which is good. I would love to know your opinions in the comment section down below on this whole situation. What would you do in this situation? What would you have done if you were in Hayley's situation and had already bought the shirt? What do you do at that step? And yeah, just let me know your overall thoughts on the situation, and I'm going to leave it there. So if you did enjoy the video, please do leave a like down below, subscribe if you are new. Also, if you're interested in some other content, me and Emily have a channel. We just recently uploaded a new road trip video, so if you're interested in that, that's linked down below as well. And yeah, until the next one, I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, goodbye.